He used as well to exhort the believers to spend in charity, reminding them of relevant virtues for which the hearts yearn. He said, "The believers in their mutual love are like the human body, where when the eye is in agony, the entire body feels the pain. When the head aches, all the body will suffer." Narrated by Muslim, and said, "The bonds of brotherhood between two Muslims are like parts of a house. One part strengthens and holds the other." Bukhari 2890, and said, "Do not have malice against a Muslim, do not be envious of other Muslims, do not go against a Muslim and forsake him. O the slaves of Allah! Be like brothers with each other. It is not violable for a Muslim to desert his brother for over 3 days." Bukhari 2896. The Prophet, PBUH, used as well to promote that habit of abstention from asking the others for help unless one is totally helpless. He used to talk to his companions a lot about the merits, virtues, and divine reward implied in observing the prescribed worships and rituals. He would always bring forth corroborated proofs in order to link them physically and spiritually to the revelation sent to him, hence he would apprise them of their duties and responsibilities in terms of the consequences of the call of Islam, and at the same time emphasize his practice of maximizing their morale and imbuing them with the noble values and ideals so that they could become models of virtue to be copied by subsequent generations. Abdullah bin Masud, R. once said, "If you are willing to follow a good example, then you can have a recourse in the tradition of the deceased, because the living are likely to fall an easy victim to oppression, so they might waver in faith. Follow the steps of Muhammad's companions. They were the best in this nation, the most pious, the most learned, and the least pretentious. Allah chose them to accompany the Prophet, PBUH, and establish his religion. Therefore, it is imperative to get to know their grace, follow their righteous way, and adhere as much as you can to their manners and assimilate their biography. They were always on the orthodox path. There is, then, the great messenger of Allah, PBUH, whose moral visible attributes, aspects of perfection, talents, virtues, noble manners, and praiseworthy deeds entitle him to occupy the innermost cells of our hearts, and become the dearest target that the self size the exigencies of comprehension and contemplation yearns for." Hardly did he utter a word when his companions would race to assimilate it and work in its light. Mishkat el-Masabi 132. Those were the attributes and qualities on whose basis the Prophet, PBUH, wanted to build a new society, the most wonderful and the most honorable society ever known in history. On these grounds, he strove to resolve the long-standing